Hello and welcome to another episode of My Crypto World. It's been a pretty good while since I've done a episode of this. I've been pretty busy with making films and shooting for future films. I didn't get to go out in the mountains as much this year. I've had a leg that's bothering me, so I've not been out as much. But I did get out quite a bit in ginseng and things like that, but I just couldn't do it for the long periods of time. I had to go, like for just a few hours and then come back because my leg got to hurting. This year I did find I did find quite a few tracks this year. I didn't cast any. Some of them that I found were when I was ginsenging and I didn't have my plaster, my casting material with me, so I just photographed it and videoed it and things like that and kept it documented that way. This is December. We're pushing up toward Christmas. This will probably, well, without a doubt, this will be my last video for this year. I hope to continue the series next year in 2018. Hopefully I can be on a more regular schedule of doing them. But I guess there's some things I need to tell you about. Did release a new film about 2 or 3 weeks ago called Imprisoned Spirits in Search of the Unknown. It's a very historical look at Harlan County, Kentucky. It covers the 1930s Coal War, coal mining war, with the unions and the scabs, and there's a lot of blood and violence and a lot of people killed, and corrupt police, corrupt deputies, people bombing and blowing up stuff. I mean, it was a rough time. And then later on, even though I don't cover this part in the film, but later on in the 70s we had another clash, the Coal War, coal, C-O-A-L, war. But in the film I cover that for about, I don't know, probably 20 minutes. It's really interesting, and the whole premise of the film is that anybody who committed a crime, they had to go through the Harlan County jail system. The Harlan County jail is now, it's closed down now. Of course, they got a new facility, but the old jail is where everybody was housed. It would be, all your murderers, everything from petty theft stuff to, like pickpockets and things like that, to murders were kept there. And they had the courtroom in the very bottom floor, and so they'd keep them in the prison, in the jail, until they go to court, and they would take them downstairs and have their trial or whatever they was going to do with them there in the court system. So everybody committed a crime went through the Harlan County jail. Well, there's a lot of negative energy there. There was a lot of abuse, even some mistreatment of the female prisoners, including rape and things like that, which I don't get into a whole lot of that in the film, but we do paranormal investigation there. It's really a hub for paranormal activity, the jail is, and we catch some amazing evidence. So if you're so inclined, you like that kind of stuff, you can find it on Amazon. It's called Imprisoned Spirits in Search of the Unknown, or you can just search my name, Thomas Marcum, and it should pop it up. And also on our website we have, you can buy a DVD directly from us, which is much cheaper. We can sell them for like $10 and plus like $3 shipping. Whereas if you buy it through Amazon, it's going to be quite a bit more expensive. But if you deal direct, we can save you money that way. But it's that movie is like it's like an hour and 7 or 8 minutes long. It's a lot of good evidence in it, a lot of good history, beautiful scenery of the mountains, and we've also got some more projects coming up in early 2018. I'm already starting to work on some of them, putting them together editing wise, and in early 2018 that some of that stuff will be coming out. We live in a real good area where there's a lot of good history, and there's a lot of good facilities that are, I guess you call them untapped resources, as far as hauntings and Bigfoot and several other things that most people probably don't know about around in this area. So I'm working on that kind of stuff coming out, you know, and it just takes time. It's a very time-consuming process, but we got some good films and things coming out in 2018. The quality of films too has really bumped up for us. I've gotten better at making films, and I've got better equipment too. Some of my first films are really low grade quality because of the camera quality was not as good. But now the information in those films are good. They're worth watching for the information and the evidence about Bigfoot and things like that. But I want to tell you that we do have, I just released about 2-3 weeks ago, Imprisoned Spirit. So if you get a chance to check that out, we'd appreciate your support on that. Spread the word for us if you can. It makes a good Christmas gift if you see this in time to get it for Christmas. What else can I tell you about? Well, let me see. We want to talk about this, I guess. I've seen where a lot of Bigfoot researchers are, their main goal is to try to prove that Bigfoot is real to science. But I think sometimes what we forget to realize is that once we do that, which I don't think we have to, I think the main people, like the government and things, already know about Bigfoot. But I think once we prove Bigfoot or somebody does, I'm not interested in proving it to science, prove it to science, and it is accepted, it takes it out of the hands of people like me. Once science gets a hold of Bigfoot, it'll cut people, the common researcher like myself, it'll cut us out of the picture. We won't be needed anymore. Basically, is what I think would probably happen. So, these people who are wanting to, their main goal is to prove Bigfoot to science. It's kind of going to be if they're not careful, it's going to backfire on them, and it's going to take the knowledge that they gain, and they're going to hand it off to science, who has not believed in it supposedly, and it's going to take it out of a common researcher's hands. So I think that's something that we should consider when your main goal is to try to prove Bigfoot to the scientific community. I think some scientists already know. I think for sure the government already knows. But I'm not really interested personally in proving Bigfoot to mainstream scientists or anybody like that. I know they're real. Once you've seen them, once you've tracked them or anything like that, you understand that they're real. I just want to learn more about them and keep it in. I share it on the internet and in videos and films and things like that. But there's so much we don't know about Bigfoot. So I try to get out there and I try to learn all I can. This year alone, I found a lot of tracks. I found some very interesting stick structures. I don't know. I had some vocals. I had some hoot owl sounds, but it's right in the middle of the daytime, which is kind of unusual. I know an owl can do that, but I don't know if that's what it was. It's right in the area where there was some Bigfoot activity. I mean, there were stick structures and some. I didn't find no tracks, I don't think, in there. But I think we need to be careful if we're trying to prove. Our main goal is to prove Bigfoot to the general scientific community, which I still think at any point to really prove Bigfoot, it's going to take a real body that science can study. And when we say study, that means they're going to cut it up in little chunks and see what makes it tick, kind of thing. I think that's what it's really going to take to prove Bigfoot to maybe the general public and to science. But I guess I'll just kind of cut this video short. I did want to make one. I know it's been a long time. I've been busy. I was making the other little show, the Almost Live, which is a pretty good little show. I'm actually going to put it on Amazon at a request of a friend who was enjoying the show. I got it on YouTube. He thought maybe that it would be good to put it on Amazon. So I'm in the process of putting it on Amazon, and plus there's going to be another new episode up that's going to be only on Amazon, at least for the foreseeable future. And I'm putting it on there. If you got Amazon Prime, you can watch it for free, of course, or for your monthly fee that you pay. It won't cost you anything extra to watch it. Just little short programs that are filmed while I'm out in the mountains, while I was looking for ginseng and stuff. So, but another thing I want to talk about, and this is kind of interesting, I thought. A couple days ago, I was looking. Somehow or another, something popped up on my timeline on Facebook, and it was about 2017's top YouTube earners, money-wise. And there was the number one spot was held by this little kid. I didn't know who he was. My son knew who he was, know a little bit about him, and I didn't. But he had made, I think it was $47 million in 2017 off of YouTube. And what they would do, they would maybe introduce a new toy to the kid, and he kind of plays with it and gives his opinion whether he likes it or not. He's just a little bitty kid. But $47 million off of YouTube. And then you got, I think the guy's name is PewDiePie. I think he's some kind of, I don't know what it is, so I think he's some kind of video game commentator type thing. Commentates about video games. And I think he was down to like the number 6 spot, and he made $35 million. And it just kind of blows my mind that you can make that kind of money off of YouTube. I'm lucky if I make $100 payout in a year, and I'm super lucky if I make it twice in a year. And I feel like I got pretty good content if you're interested in Bigfoot and weird stuff, and I don't know, maybe you find me funny to look at or whatever. But people making millions of dollars off of YouTube it just blew my mind. I know the people made good money off of it, but $47 million, I don't know. And the kid probably never going to see any of the money. He's just a little bitty kid, but I'm sure he'll have any kind of toy he wants. But I thought that was kind of weird that you make people making that kind of money off of YouTube, and here I am can't pay out $100 more than once or twice a year. Weird. But anyways, that's just a side story, I suppose. Let me tell you this too before I close out. In some of our future films and things we're doing, we're going to do some stuff on ghost hunting, of course. We got one that's really interesting about the occult. Not necessarily the occult as in studying or practicing, but as in some occult worshipers being in places they shouldn't be and doing some things they shouldn't do. We're covering that, and because we've got some super EVPs there we're wanting to share, and we got some Bigfoot stuff related and some UFO stuff related we got lined up, and maybe even a little something on Land Between the Lakes. If you're not familiar with the Land Between the Lakes, that's a real mysterious and interesting place with a lot of wild stories about Bigfoot, Dogman, and other oddities, even about people getting killed and basically butchered. So that's kind of an interesting thing. We kind of got a little bit on the back burner that we plan on doing a little bit of something on. But as far as that, I guess that'll be all for today. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This year's almost gone. I've had a good time this year. I've done some stuff. I wish I could have done more. Got several projects coming, but it takes time. But I'll see you guys in 2018. No bad luck, and y'all be good and be good to one another. See ya.